Hey guys, it's Swoosh here and welcome to my 4-month review of the Xbox Series X. In this video we will go over a few subjects like its design, gameplay, user interface and so on. And then finally onto the big question, should you buy it? As always guys, sit back, relax and enjoy the video. So since having this set up for about 4 months now, my appreciation for its design has only grown over time. With its tower-like structure and concave fan grille, Microsoft really went out of their way to deliver something new than what we're used to seeing with the Xbox 360 and the One series. It's extremely well ventilated from the top and on the back, and it is hands down the most quietest console they have produced. Packing a whopping 12 teraflops on AMD's Zen 2 and RDNA 2 architectures, this thing not only looks like a beast but can also perform like one. I think Microsoft did a fantastic job in not only giving us a powerhouse of a machine, but housing it. Really well done. So since launch, I think I've clocked in about 250 hours of gameplay on titles like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dirt 5, Hitman 3 and Destiny 2, and I can safely say these games look and play amazing. Assassin's Creed Valhalla really stood out to me with its 4K visuals running at 60 frames per second. Honestly, it was mind blowing seeing every detail and just how smoothly the game played. Dirt 5 was another fantastic title I experienced thanks to Game Pass, which again was running at 4K 60 frames per second. It also offered a staggering 120 frames per second mode if your TV supports it, that is. Sadly my TV doesn't, but it's definitely something I want to upgrade to in the future. I can't express how good these games look on the Series X, and can only imagine what games like Halo Infinite, Fable and next Forza Horizon will look like, especially with ray tracing enabled. Hopefully at E3 we will see what Microsoft Game Studios have been up to, and I honestly can't wait. Now Microsoft have not forgotten about your older titles by a long shot. In fact, they are fully focused on them. As you can see on titles like Destiny and Borderlands, there is a small X and S on the bottom left hand of their title, which means they have been optimised for the Series S and X. Take Gears of War 5 for instance. Now this game released back in 2019 and at the time it looked amazing. Fast forward to 2021 and it couldn't look any better on the Xbox Series X. With its cutscenes now running at 60 frames per second instead of 30 and the introduction of software based ray tracing, this game almost feels brand new. Then factor in its 120 frames per second multiplayer, it's clear that Microsoft want older games to be relevant with these next gen updates, which for us is fantastic. Now with the lack of exclusives at launch and only one first party title since, called Medium, it's nice to continue playing games we are currently invested in, and also revisit older games with faster load times, better visuals and performance upgrades. Even Halo 3 got the next gen treatment, with 4K visuals and 120 frames per second across campaign and multiplayer. It really is impressive to see. Speaking of older and even current games, comes the best value for money service we have ever seen, Game Pass. Reaching over 18 million as of late January 2021, to me this is a game changer and one reason alone to purchase a next gen system. With literally, and I mean literally, hundreds of titles at your disposal ready to download, yep, no streaming, all for as little as £11 a month in the UK or $14 a month in the US. This also includes Xbox Live Gold and its multiplayer features. It's literally too good to be true. Then throw in EA Play at no additional cost and enjoy titles such as Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Need for Speed Heat, FIFA, Madden and Dragon Age, and a ton of past titles such as SSX, Dead Space, Plants vs Zombies. Honestly, the list goes on and on and on. I really can't alliterate how good this is. And it don't stop there. The majority of Xbox exclusives are on Game Pass day one. Imagine downloading Halo Infinite for as little as $1 with their 1 month trial. You'll literally save $60. Games are constantly added like what we had recently with Dirt 5 and Madden 2021. And this is a fantastic service that's hard to believe exists. Well done Microsoft, this really is the Netflix of gaming. So now you've downloaded all of your games, how's the controller? To be honest, not a lot has changed from the Xbox One version, but what little has changed has made a big difference. Starting off with the D-pad, it's definitely taken inspiration from its big brother the Elite Series 2, with much more directional control than before and it's a little bit more clicky in its design. In hand it feels extremely familiar, with a subtle change to its rumble features, but it's nothing what we see in the DualSense controller from Sony. So comparing it to the Xbox One controller, you can see that very little has changed, apart from a more flatter face and obviously the D-pad. It's not until you look up close is where you see the little changes, like the addition of a share button for taking screenshots and recording clips. There's also more textured grip on the LB and RB buttons, which is also on the back part of the controller. And then last but not least, there is a USB-C port for charging. I think this is the best controller Microsoft has made, and after using it for 3 months and picking up an Xbox One controller again, the difference is definitely noticeable. I just wish in 2021 they would stop using batteries. Moving on to the UI is where I think Xbox could have done a whole lot better. After coming from an Xbox One X, not a lot has changed. While the phrase goes, if it works don't fix it come to mind, I can't help but want a completely new dashboard. Now it does work without any issues if I'm honest, with the same tile format from last generation. Being able to add and remove pins is still cool, but I still find it a clunky system. The only reason why I'm navigating it so well is because, like I said earlier, not a lot has changed. I do, however, like the vertical system still, and how easy it is to navigate between games, friends and apps. I just wish they went the Sony route and brought in an entirely new user interface for a brand new system. I hope we see some improvements this year, as I do know Microsoft listens to its community, so fingers crossed. Now it's not all bad news for the UI, as there is a few new additions that were present last gen. So the ability to add dynamic themes which are basically moving backgrounds similar to that of the PS4. As you can see, the lines are swirling across the dashboard, which is a nice touch. Now I can't fault how fast and snappy the dashboard is, as you can see. I'm able to switch between games, apps and services extremely fast with no more of them white loading circles we had last year. It's a massive step up for sure. So last but not least is the best feature of the UI called Quick Resume. As you can see, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but then I decide to boot up Need for Speed Heat from the dashboard. And if you notice on the top right it says the words Quick Resume. Now this instantly loads up the game exactly where I left off last without having to load up the game from the start and navigate all of its menus. Honestly, this is impressive and can sometimes catch you off guard if I'm honest. Again, you can see me boot up Valhalla and I'm back in the game again. Now some games do vary in speed and you will need to use the internal SSD or an external SSD to be able to use this feature. Now not every game uses this feature, but overall I think it's brilliant. Not even my high-end PC can do this. So the big question, should you buy it? Absolutely yes. Now this machine is a beast. While we know there isn't many next-gen titles out there at the moment, the fact that most of your current games have probably had the next-gen patch and even older titles becoming relevant again, it's clear that Xbox are still heavily focused on backwards compatibility and their legacy of games. Adding the incredible value of Game Pass and Quick Resume, I think Xbox have definitely found their feet again and are coming back in a big way. So hopefully at E3 we will see what's truly on the way, and I can't lie, I'm definitely excited to see what's going on. So guys, I hope my review has been to some value to you and it's helped you with your purchasing decision. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to subscribe for more gaming and tech content. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.